Hi, welcome back to Game Development Club, and today I'm actually going to show you guys how to make a 3D game for those who are interested. And I also heard that some of you guys are interested in a helicopter or plane-like game, so I'm going to show you guys how to make that one too. But first I'm going to show you how to make a basic 3D game. So first I'm going to create a 3D cube, and mind it is almost bedtime, so I will go through this pretty quick. So I'm going to add a component. It already creates a box collider by default, but I'm going to create a rigid body, da-da-da. Then I'm also going to create a floor. Let me call this one player for organization. Then let me create another thing. Another cube. There we go. Go down here. Reset position actually. And make the X pretty big, like 20. Okay, not the Y. I meant. There we go. The 20. Another cube. That's good. Call that one the floor. Of course, you can also you don't have to make it a cube. You can also make it a plane. That does the same thing. The only difference is this one has 0 width. So yeah, that one's also good. I'm just gonna put that one on the side. So I'm gonna give the player. First off, it would look very mundane. So I'm going to make something called a material. So color. And then I'm gonna make it red. So the player is now red. There we go. And now the player will have movement. So I'm going to create a new script called movement. And now I create it. And let's edit it. Edit script. Here we go. So what we learned last time was we can use transform.translate to move things. So we could do the same thing in the 3D world. So what we do is we say input dot get axis horizontal times, and yep, that's how it works. So we put vertical instead, and what we're gonna say is we're gonna create a public float speed, and we're gonna multiply it by speed. So there we go. That's one of them. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the speed within the movement script. Okay, it's loading first. And also it says input did not have definition for get access. That's weird, I've never seen that error before. Let's see the previous script. I see. This one is lowercase. So make it a capital. Goodness. And that should fix the issue. And there we go. So now the speed we gotta set to something pretty good. I don't know, 20. It's pretty high. So this is basically very similar to what we done last time. You know, you could basically translate all the knowledge of the 2D games I sent in the last episode to the 3D one. You can even use the Brackeys video in a description I'll send to make the camera follow it nicely. But let's say like you have your player, and all of a sudden you have like an actual airplane. So let's say this is the airplane. So let's make it so that once you hit that, it would cause a sequence where you can actually play like inside the plane. So there's two different ways to go about it. I'm gonna go about the easy way. So first I'm gonna create a box collider. There it is. I'm gonna call it something like plane. Here we go. There we go, plane. And then what I'm gonna do is inside the script, I'm going to load a new level when it hits the scene manager. There we go. So it will on collision enter. So this is if other if other plane. Then we're going to load plane level. Okay, so right now this is called sample scene. You don't really want to call your scenes like that. Unity engine, that's scene manager. What do you mean? Namespace scene manager. Scene management, I think that should fix it. Jeez, these names do get confusing at times. So you have this scene called sample scene, and we've been working with that a lot of the time. And this is the build settings. So this is how many scenes we would have in that level, this being one of them. But let's create a whole new scene, which you can think of as a level. So I'm gonna create a, where is it? There we go, scene. So plane, what did I call it in the last one? Let's see. I call it plane level. Okay, plane level. There we go. So if you open plane level, you can see it's a whole new level. We can even give this like a horrible looking skybox. If you guys, if you want to create a skybox, here you go. Let me show you how. So in the world, you want the world to look a little nicer. So what you can do is you can go to, I can't find it, come on. White map, go down, cube map, I think that's the one. There we go. So this is going to be what the world would look like. And to be honest, I don't really care how it looks like. You guys can make your world look nicer than what I got. So I'm just going to fill it with a bunch of garbage. And then I'm going to drag this cube map into this world. So basically you can make your world actually have a nice scenery with the cube map. Right now I just made it not. So let's proceed. So I'm going to create a player, a cube inside this horrid world. Stretch it a bit. I hit I hit R there to stretch. I'm gonna go back and hit W. This is gonna be having a plane script. So plane script. So then I hit edit script. There we go. And actually, I think I forgot what I was gonna do, but let's go on the script. So public float speed, and then I'm just gonna say transform dot translate. Not this. What is it? It was I think we're actually gonna have to use physics here instead of transform dot translate. So I'm gonna have to go private RB. I meant rigid body. This lesson is definitely less prepared than the others, because this is kind of made for one group specifically. So if other people are watching, I hope you guys enjoy this. So what we can do is we can do velocity equals transform lowercase dot forward. There we go. So that's the forward times speed. So what we can do now is it would always move forward, maybe like a plane, if you know what I'm saying. And then what it can do is it will, we want to turn the plane. So we'll turn the plane accordingly in just a bit. Let me just show you the script first. And then you guys can mess with collision in just a bit, but let's get this working. So speed like 10. Okay, missing rigid body. This thing needs a rigid body. And there we go. That's the airplane. There it is on the move. If I go to scene, you can see it's moving. And if I change the rotation, you can see how that would be useful. Very useful. So there's another thing I want to show you, which I forgot earlier, is the world looks very ugly. So if you want to make a very nice plane simulator, you can hit something called terrain, and this thing will lag your computer like heck. But what you can do is you can hit this thing. I never mess with terrain that much, so you guys have fun. But you can see how I can do this. And there is a terrain collider, so you will collide with this world. And it's all treated as one object, so you can put buildings within this middle of the world. Um, so yeah, that's the terrain and world you can be in. You can even add trees if you look carefully enough. Yeah, paint trees. Click here to paint trees. Okay. No trees defined. Add a tree. Oh yeah. Okay, you guys are gonna have to find a tree. Let's see if I have anything. Nope, I have no assets. Maybe if I created. Okay, let me make a. You guys are gonna have to find trees online, but let me get this cube. Put that in there. Delete this. Terrain. Edit trees. Add a tree. Find this. That's the tree. Okay. Add a tree. No, wait, where's the tree? Yeah, well, you guys are gonna have to find trees later. But let me just show you how you can make the plane thing. It's getting late. So if input dot get access is horizontal. Actually, I have a better idea. Okay, transform dot rotate. There we go. And I'm actually gonna clamp. Okay, let me show you this script first. I think this is quite good. Of course, you can times it by a variable of speed, another variable, but let's just run this for now. Okay. So you can see it does move. I can control it. So you might want a better view. So the thing you can do is if you look at the camera, you can actually drag that onto the cube, which is called the player. So here's the player. Let's get this camera to be reset in position. So where is the camera exactly? There we go. It is on the cube successfully. So now, if I use the arrow keys, I can control the plane. Not perfectly. The controls are inverted for whatever reason. Yes, but you could see how I have a plane simulator now, and that might be quite cool. I think to rotate the Y we want this. And let's see. Let me just see what I'm thinking of right now. So if I go to my player, this should be left and right. So that's our Y, and this should be up and down. So that's our X. Okay, you can see how I messed up a bit. So there we go. That should be the right controls. So now if I give this a try, okay, controls are inverted. Okay, you can make a crash happen when it hits the wall. Let me show you how to do that in just a bit. But yeah, yeah, don't have the plane crash. You could see. Let me just run the script from the very beginning, the game from the very beginning, and there is an error. Right, this. Wait, no. Why is there an error? Just clear that. No error anymore. Okay, let's run the game from the beginning. So you're in this world. You're the player cube, and you see this plane. So you go to the plane. You hit it. Plane level could not be loaded because it had not been added. Okay, so we're gonna have to add this world to here. There we go. So now we can go back. So what it's gonna happen is when we hit this plane, we are now in the plane world. So wow, isn't that so cool? And then now that we're in this plane, we can do something like particle effects. So let's just do one last thing here. So I have this cube. Let's make it really big. So yeah, that's how big the collider is. I don't think there's a way I can miss this. I'm gonna make it like called finish. So on collision, enter. If other called finish, then I'm gonna have a game object called explosion, because planes explode, yeah. And then that's make it public. So then when it hits that explosion thing, what it's gonna do is it's going to instantiate, which means it's gonna spawn. Actually, no. Let's do this. This one's easier. Yeah, explosion.set active true. It's just gonna set it to be true. You could also put false in there to disable it, but let's show what happens. Like explain what's gonna happen. So here I have this particle effects particle system. Of course, you guys can look through and make some nice changes. I'm gonna show you the basics. Emission shape will be the sphere because we want it to be like this. And let's make the color like red. And since we don't want it to be this ugly thing, we were going to change this to default. So it's like that. And emission speed it's alright, but let's make it a little unique. So now the emission, the particle speed is going to be between two numbers. Speed is going to be between 1 and 5, so you can see it varies. And we could change that with the shape too. So start size can be between 0.2 and that. And we can get like a super small thing. And then in emission, you can make the rate really high. So yeah, this. And one last thing is right now, if we move this around, you can see everything follows. But if we change the simulation space to the world, it can go through smoothly. So we put this onto the player and then we disable it because then it doesn't exist. But what we do is in the script, we hit explosion, we put that in there. So once we hit something called finish, then this particle system will be set true. So let's hit the finish. Should be up here-ish. Okay, I missed it completely. Let's make it bigger. Where is that guy? Okay, let's make this so much bigger. Okay, now there's no way I can miss this. And let me actually invert the controls because right now they're a bit wonk. So I just put a negative right in front of it. So there we go. Let's see what happens. Okay. Plane level cannot be loaded. Why does it say that? Okay, I think it is loading. Yes, it is loading. The thing may look very dumb, but it is indeed loading. Why is it loading there? I don't know. I know actually. Because I gotta reset the position. There we go. That's better. So now I should put it up ahead a bit more. So now when I hit this, yep, you can see how there's these things that now appear to indicate how you're on fire. So that's pretty good. And I think if you use collisions and the knowledge from the past episodes, you guys can create a full game. And it's getting really late, so I'm gonna head out now. Best of luck to you guys. Have fun making games.